All hail Aubade, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. For those of you new to the channel, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, we ask that you hit the subscribe button so you can come back to rock with your boy. Today's video is pretty simple, and there will be a giveaway attached, so make sure you are all the way tuned in. As we all know, the fall is here and the weather has gotten a lot cooler. My wife truly does enjoy this, but me not as much, with the exception it's the appropriate time for me to wear some of those heavier, denser, thicker fragrances that I personally find to be, well, comforting. And today we're going to talk about those fragrances, but specifically limited to the house of Navitus Parfums. Now, many of you out there already know that I have a fragrance collection with Navitus that features 5 fragrances, which some will be on today's list. And if you have not checked those out, well, shame on you. All right, so today, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's list. Now, the first fragrance I want to talk about today does not come from my collection, but it's one that I've truly been excited to wear. This fragrance is just amazing, and this one comes from Monica Coy. I think I said that correctly, and this one is the Embrace. Now, in my initial thoughts and opinions on this fragrance, I think I did a review on this one, and I said embrace the Embrace. This fragrance is a wonderful gourmand fragrance. It just checks off many boxes for me. Is this fragrance cuddle buddy worthy? Yes. Does this fragrance perform in terms of projection? Yes. Does it have longevity? Yes. Does it have a sweet, cozy vibe? Yes. And this fragrance smells amazing. Listen, I'm not sure why this fragrance wasn't sent to me with the perfumers. Listen, I'm a little jealous right now, all right? This fragrance is top tier, man. This is a fragrance that you will hear me talk about often because I think this fragrance does so many things well. This is a nice unisex scent. Again, that cozy vibe and feel that you get within this fragrance is just wonderful. A slight sweetness within this fragrance. You also get those gourmand aspects. Comes off as creamy, that coziness there as well. And listen, if you're looking for a fragrance that you can enjoy, then go ahead and try that fragrance out, the Embrace. And that's part of Monica's collection. Now, the second fragrance that I want to talk to you about today is a fragrance that was actually in the first collection ever. All right, and that first collection came from Steven over at the channel Redolescence. He was the founding creative director for Navitus Parfums, and this is a fragrance that I was like, yeah, this fragrance is extremely dope. The fragrance is touted as alluring, attractive, and also romantic, and I think it does all of those things. And this fragrance is Intimus. Now, Intimus was one of the fragrances that I truly enjoyed off the rip. I said yes. I need this one. I got to have it. This fragrance made a number of my list over the years because it did so many things well. Like the Embrace, this is a nice unisex fragrance that has those subtle sweetnesses within this fragrance that are just exactly what the fragrance says. It's attractive, it's romantic, it's alluring, and it just tickles the nostrils in a good way. Intimus features bergamot, apple, lily of the valley. You do have some woody notes in the base of this scent, and it's an all-around great fragrance that I will continue to recommend as well, along with the Embrace. Solid fragrance. Bravo, Steven, you did a great job on this. And we're talking about fragrances that have done a great job, but this next one is no slouch either, and this fragrance is probably one of the best-selling fragrances from the line. I don't have the numbers on that, but if I had to guess at the amount of time this fragrance has been sold out, I would say so. It likely is. All right, the fragrance comes from obviously Navitus. This is part of the Money Kicks collection, and this one is Vivamor. All right, this is a one and done scent. This fragrance started off as a Dubai exclusive and quickly became one of those fragrances that everybody wanted. This fragrance does so many things well and definitely will perform for you in this fall time. Now, those other fragrances that I've mentioned so far had a cozy feel. This fragrance actually starts off quite fresh, and then in the base of this fragrance, it begins to dry down into something that will perform well in that cooler weather. Vivamor features lemon, pineapple, sandalwood, and the pineapple in this fragrance is not that of Ventus, if you ask me. There's also patchouli here, this fresh earthiness within this fragrance that just really works across the board and checks many boxes. Vivamor is a top tier scent and deserves to be in a collection for the fall. The next fragrance on today's list also comes from Monica's collection, and this fragrance is not only good for the fall, but I think this is a great all year fragrance, and because of that, it definitely deserves a space on today's list. It does so many things well, but one of the things that I truly enjoy about this fragrance is how it plays on the note of vanilla. The fragrance is none other than Carte Blanche, and this thing is top tier. Now, Bertrand Duchefort was the perfumer behind this scent, but the nose, so to speak, in terms of the vision, was Monica. And with this scent, it does so many things well. Again, that vanilla play on this fragrance is top tier, but it also features grilled almond, benzoin. There's some ambergris in this scent, and listen, this fragrance works, okay? Again, as I mentioned, this is a fragrance that I could personally wear all year round, and it's really no different when it comes down to the fall. It has this freshness to it, but it also has this grittiness to this fragrance that makes it primed to work in that cooler weather, and it's one that I think a lot of you out there will enjoy. Dress this one up, dress it down. Carte Blanche is definitely a fragrance you should be trying. Speaking of fragrances you should be trying, you will actually have an opportunity to win one of the fragrances mentioned on today's list. You could choose any of the 5 fragrances from my Enamored collection, or you can just stick to the fragrances on this list. And speaking of fragrances from my Enamored collection, one of the fragrances I want to talk about is Exalt Nuit. Now, Exalt Nuit is this tobacco bomb fragrance that really works if you're into tobacco scents. There is a double dose of tobacco here and also notes of cacao. This fragrance does a lot of things well when you have this semi-gourmand scent that has this sophisticated feel to it that I think some people out there will enjoy. Now, when I say some people, I'll be very specific here. If you are not a frag head, right? If you are not a person who appreciates notes like tobacco within scents, then this is not going to be the one for you. But for those of you who do, then this is a scent that I think should be within your collection. A fragrance here that was not only envisioned by myself, but also a top tier perfumer, one of the masters out there, Francis Kirk-Jean and Jerome DiMarino, were the noses behind this scent. And when we look for this fragrance, we wanted for something that would be a sophisticated, black tie appropriate, and this fragrance is that here. All right, if you're looking for that cooler weather scent, that bossed up fragrance, so this is one of those ones that you should try. Exalt Nuit is a fragrance that obviously I enjoy a lot, and it's on today's list because I think a lot of you out there will enjoy this fragrance as well. If you have not had the opportunity to try out the collection, this is your chance. And speaking of trying out a collection, a bossed up scent, that black tie fragrance, this next one here really fits along those lines as well. And this one comes from my guy Darian over at the channel Bowtie Fragrance Guy, and this one is Aubade. All right, this scent here is fuego. All right, this thing here is fire. Aubade was created with the vision of making the wearer feel sexy, all right? And it has some sexy notes within the scent. You have that cardamom within this fragrance to really provide this captivating feel, and this scent really does that. I think my man Darian was looking for the triple S, all right? He said he wanted to be signature scent worthy. I think this fragrance definitely is. He wanted the fragrance to be sexy, definitely is. And then he also wanted this fragrance to be sophisticated. I think that's the triple S, but if not, it should be, because it checks all of the boxes there for me, and I think a lot of you out there as well. Listen, when you're looking at what works within a fragrance, look no further than the fragrances that we talked about, but this one deserves special attention. And speaking of fragrances that deserve special attention, this next one is really no different, because I had to come back to this fragrance over and over and over again, not to make sure I liked it, but I was like, man, I really like neroli in a scent, and this fragrance is none other than Lautus. Now, Lautus is a part of Steven's collection, but this is his second go around, but he came out with 3 fragrances there. If you want to know the difference between them, check out the bottles, right? The caps are different as well. That's going to be an easy indication. This fragrance here is one that comes off as chic. It's elegant. It opens up bright. We have some yuzu within this fragrance. It's non-linear in terms of what this fragrance does on skin, and I find this fragrance to be quite complex for what it is. This fragrance is another one that I think could work in a multi-season approach, specifically spring. You can also rock this one out in fall. Winter, this one could work in early winter, but I think this has a nice freshness about this scent that, man, I'm leaving out summer too. I think this fragrance could work in summer. This is another just all year round scent for me. That's chic, it's elegant, it just really checks, again, a lot of boxes here, and I think that's what Steven was looking to do. I personally found that the second collection from Steven was more crowd pleasing, right? And this one here definitely does that. Final thoughts on Lautus. This one is timeless, elegant, chic. Definitely get your nose on it if you have not, because I definitely think that is top tier. That's one of those fragrances that I've mentioned in a few videos, but probably not as much as it deserves to be. This next fragrance also comes from Steven's collection, but this one is a part of the initial collection, but a lot of you out there will enjoy this one, and this one is Absolutio. Now, Absolutio is complex for what it is. This fragrance also said to be captivating and irresistible, and that irresistible part is why it's on today's list. You spray this thing, and this is one of those scents you'll come back to over and over and over again. This was a part of the initial release, and yeah, this one has this sweet feel, but it also has this elegant spiciness to it that is just captivating and brings you in over and over. Absolutio has this spiciness to it. It features musk. It features cinnamon. I also believe there's some cardamom within the scent, but it also has the notes of cherry, and you can kind of get that derivative from the bottle here. You can see that with that red aspect. I mean, you can't see this cherry, but you know what I mean when I say that. Oh, yeah. This one, original fragrance collection, super nice, and one of those scents that got a lot of love and attention on its own, but definitely is one of those scents that should be added to a list specifically for the fall. The next fragrance I want to talk about today, although we are down to our final 2, comes from my fragrance collection, and this is probably one of the best selling fragrances within my fragrance collection. It has a lot of acclaim for what it is. This fragrance is delicate, it's exquisite, and I personally find this fragrance to be extremely comforting. The fragrance comes from me, BBB, and the fragrance is none other than that of Soir Exclusif. Soir Exclusif is this accentual blend of marshmallows. You have licorice within the scent, and then also the notes of blood orange is here as well. Personally, I wanted a fragrance that would be that cuddle buddy activity, and this fragrance definitely does that. The warmth here is just top tier, if I say so myself, but just don't take my thoughts and opinions for it, because a lot of people out there enjoy this fragrance as well. Listen, are you going to enjoy everything I come out with? No. Are you going to enjoy all of these fragrances every time? No, but what I will tell you is that there's a vast majority of people out there who really think that these fragrances smell well, and I'm going to tell you that you can rock these fragrances with confidence and know that, hey, this thing is top tier. Actually, someone that I know within the business, they don't live near me, but I sent them out a discovery set, and came with me one day, and they had this thing on. They said, listen, I've been rocking this fragrance because my wife enjoys it, my kids enjoy it, and it's a fragrance that I really enjoy as well, and this would probably not have been a fragrance that I would have gone for based on the note breakdown itself, but now that I have it, I'm like, yeah, I need it, I need more of it. And I said, you know what, I do appreciate that, because they didn't have to say it to me. All right, that bottle here kind of shows what you're going to get with this fragrance, but again, again, if you're looking for a fragrance for that close encounter, seductive, cuddle buddy activity, that is the scent to wear, and it's also a unisex fragrance, so it works throughout the household. The final fragrance on today's list also comes from Steven, and this is a part of his initial collection, and this fragrance is Virtus. All right, this one is said to be romantic, mysterious, and enigmatic. And listen, that's exactly what this fragrance does. All right, listen, you can see that, man. From day one, Navitus atomizers have been just really, really good. I get some honey within this fragrance, which is why I needed to have this one here. Now, when I think of honey in fragrances, I think of things that are sensual. I think of things that are sexy, and this fragrance really does both of those things well. They're sensual and it's sexy. In addition to honey within this fragrance, you have a host of other notes to help bring this fragrance to its complete potential. And within that, you have a fig within this fragrance. You have this milk that provides this creaminess. There's cinnamon, vanilla, saffron that's going to provide that all in that spicy component here. So think of this, right? Think of subtle sweetness, right? The honey is there within the mid of this scent. You get a little bit of spice in the top. You get some spice in the base. That fig there is in the middle, and it provides this lactonic type of feel. And I think this fragrance does all of these things that it says well. Is it romantic? Yes. Is it mysterious? Yes, I believe it is. And listen, deserves to be on today's list. Now, with that being said, here is your opportunity to win any of these fall fragrances from the house of Navitus, or you can dive into my collection in itself, whether it's Idola you want for yourself, or for that lady friend of yours, or if it's you know, Elation, Veuve Matin, whatever, which is another top-selling fragrance within my collection, or the fragrances that we mentioned today. It'll be very simple. 1 week from today, I'm going to pin a comment as well as post it on the community tab, as I always do, with a winner. And to register, it's super simple. All you have to do is obviously be following the channel. Comment down below when you are done with the following Navitus Parfums on Instagram, as well as signing up for the Navitus mailing list for some special things that may be coming. All right, be sure that you are checking that out. It's very simple. All right, comment down below once you have signed up for the Navitus mailing list. I know a lot of you already done that. We will verify all of this, right? Also be following Navitus on Instagram. Comment down below with when you're done, as well as your IG name. That way we can track it and make sure that everything is good to go. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Yes, sir. Just hit the goddamn bell.